Hello, 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 and welcome to this Deliberate Millionaire live stream. I'm Rosemary, Nonny, RNK for short, and I want to tell you about Win the War Within. But before I start, just wanted to ask you, I suppose like I had to ask myself at one point, what am I willing to do to actually start living the life that I know that I'm created and born for? I'd gone through most of my 20s feeling as though I wasn't quite doing the things that I needed to do. I was a pharmacist. I was a leader at church. I had all the trappings of success, but I still actually remember graduating and finishing my internship and becoming the pharmacist, getting the job that I really wanted, and sitting in my lounge and saying to my husband, is this it? Is this what I've been working my whole life for? And it still feels so unfulfilling. But again, like most people, I felt, well, this is the way life is supposed to be. This is what I have to do, and I have to just get on with it. So at some point, when after bankruptcy, depression for 4 years, I had my 3 awesome princesses, and I suddenly realized, you know what? I am at the bottom here. Because I had tried to make life work doing things that were not mine to do. But the world had told me that this was what success looked like. And I bought it hook, line, and sinker and thought, well, this is just the way I have to do it. And I'll just do the stuff that I really want to do in my spare time that I didn't really have because I was working all the hours that God sends to try and keep my head above water, did not succeed. Because in the end, I got pregnant with my first child. That was not a mistake or anything. It was glorious joy, except I remember crying through a lot of that pregnancy because I saw my money situation. Even though I was a pharmacist, I was in a heck of a lot of debt. And it was getting worse. And then my accountant comes and tells me I have to somehow come up with £10,000 or something before in a month's time to pay my tax bill. And it's just like, what? And at that point, it was just, I just didn't see any way out apart from bankruptcy, which then led to depression because I woke up the next day after going bankrupt and I realized, oh my gosh, this is not me. How can this be me? And the only way I could cope with it was just to numb myself out because I went dead for 4 years. Literally, my emotions were flat, were numb. I call it the blank. And I tell you this story because some of y'all, you too feel as though you've had to settle for life, however it comes. And it's not that you're not hardworking. Of course you are. You work hard. You make things happen. You're that person. Yeah. People look up to you. They ask you for all kinds of help. You're always helping someone. You're always doing whatever. And that was me too. You know, I was always helping someone somehow, you know, helping them to proceed. And I looked okay, as I said. It's not like I looked as if everything was falling apart. No, I am that person, and I've always been that person that will do whatever in order to just kind of keep going. But I wasn't allowing myself to fully prosper. And I wonder if that's happening to you too. This knowledge inside of you that you could be more, do more, you could have more in your life, but somehow you don't seem to be able to get there. Because I remember during my period of depression, particularly selling all of my self-development books, selling all of my spiritual development books even. Well, and maybe I kept the spiritual ones because I was Christian and I was thinking, oh, well, you know, I'll just keep praying and begging and pleading with the heavens that maybe something will change. But I didn't even really have the motivation at that point. I really felt dead inside, and I felt as if all the good stuff happened to everybody else, but did not happen to me. So I just need to settle into being a pharmacist for the rest of my life. And it's not a bad life. So what am I complaining about? I have my children, I have my husband. What more do I want? Except I wanted more. I knew I was born for something more. I knew it. I knew it to the very core of my being that I was born for something more. And I listened, you know, I was brought up Christian. I've been reading my Bible since I was like 5 or 6. And you see words like Jesus saying, you know, if you believe for anything, it can be yours. You ask and you get it, and seek and knock and all of this stuff. And I'd seen it happen in my life and other people's lives when I prayed for them and all of that. But somehow I couldn't quite believe, because that's all it came down to. I couldn't quite believe that all the things I desired were possible. And you might be in that position right now that you can't quite believe. And so you are pushing for everything to happen, yeah. Or maybe you've kind of slightly given up. You don't admit to giving up, because I would and everything. I was just telling myself, no, I'm just being reasonable. I'm just being logical. I'm just being sensible. It's okay. But really, I'd given up. I'd kind of just thought, well, this is my life now. And it wasn't until I had my third child, and 6 weeks after having her, I realized if I don't change something, even though I've gone bankrupt, even though I'm kind of working as a pharmacist here, there, and everywhere, and kind of keeping things going, I'm going to have to go back to work full time if I don't change something. So at that point, I started to wake up again and realize burying my head in the sand was not going to work. It was not going to change my life. It was not going to get me the money that I desired. It was not going to get me the life that I desired. I would just be a pharmacist for the rest of my life for real if I didn't do something. So then I started looking at businesses, and instead of dabbling like I had done beforehand, I got freaking serious. I worked with coaches, paid out money I did not have, because I was committed this time. And so, yes, I'm here to tell you about Win the War Within, but only if you are at that place of, if I do not change something, this is literally going to be my life forever, and I don't want this anymore. And I don't want this anymore, because I had to get to that freaking point where it was just like, I don't want this anymore. Are you there yet? Are you there yet? Because before that, I was just playing at pretending that I was going to do things and change the world, telling my friends about all the things I felt called to do and how I was going to do this. I was playing, I was dabbling at starting businesses, but never fully committing, never fully going all in, because I just always felt like, oh, well, at least I'm a pharmacist now. So I've worked my ass off to become a pharmacist. I've come away from crazy background, all the stuff that happened growing up. And now I'm a pharmacist. So everything is supposed to be okay now. I should just relax, except it was not the life I chose. And I still made mistakes. Started off as a property investor because, again, I couldn't quite believe that I could do the things that I wanted to do, the stuff that I was doing in my spare time, helping people. I was doing all of that during my spare time at church and all of this, but I didn't believe I could figure out how to create a life where I only did things that I wanted to do, not just in my work, but in every area. Well, in my relationship, I had, out in faith, thrown myself off the cliff into the divine's hands and married my husband against my family's wishes, against even some of my church weren't sure about it. But I just had, with faith, married this man of my dreams. And to this day, he's still the man of my dreams. And this is 18 years later. So I'm so blessed to have jumped off the cliff instead of just marrying whoever my family might have chosen for me or whatever. And this is the thing, if we don't deliberately choose our lives, if we don't deliberately design our own life, somebody else is always there and waiting to design it for you. And that, again, is what Win the War Within is about, is when you get to that, I just don't want this anymore moment, and you're ready to really step things up and start designing your own life. Because till that moment, for me, particularly in my work life, I was allowing other people to determine for me what my life needed to look like, what success is supposed to look like. I was allowing them to tell me what I was supposed to like. You may be doing it in more than just the work area of your life. You may be doing it in, and you know what I'm saying here, where others have defined success. Not that they've come and said you have to do this, because of course, no, you're a powerful person. You do make choices about your life for sure, but you've kind of allowed others to determine what that success should look like. Maybe you're in a business. Like I started a business, property investing. It wasn't the thing I wanted to do, but I felt it would make money. After all, people need houses. It's a very pragmatic decision. Yay. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. Same with you. Maybe you're in a business that is a family business or something, but you thought it would just make you money quickly. But you're finding now that you're working very, very hard to do things you don't even really want to do. It's part of you that just, is this it? Is this really it? Or maybe it's a job for you. Or maybe it's your relationship or the fact that you don't even have one. Maybe you're eating too much right now because you are off purpose. You kind of know it, but you don't want to pay attention to that. And so you keep going on diet after diet after diet. But is it working, honey? Is it working? You're working yourself into the ground, trying to be slim, trying to get more money, trying to whatever, but you're not getting anywhere. Are you done yet with going around in circles? Have you finally got to that moment of, this cannot be it for me? There must be more. And I'm ready to actually go get the more. I was going to talk more about what's on this page, but you know what? What I've said is that are you done yet? Are you ready to commit to winning the war within you? Because as I said, it really comes down to what you believe is possible for you. Now, listen, yes, we have to do a physical work, but a lot of us do lots of physical work. I was working my socks off, building a business I didn't want, building a career I didn't want. Nobody could accuse me of laziness, never. That was not the point. I am not a lazy person, except when it comes to cooking and cleaning and that kind of thing. But when it came to work and other stuff, no. Church, no. I was the most church-going person alive, man. No. When it came to that kind of stuff, I could work hard, but that was not the point. The point is I couldn't believe that I could actually create a life, a prosperous life, doing only what I wanted to do. A life that would make me feel fulfilled and free and financially abundant and love-drenched. And that is now what I've created using the system that I am showing you in Win the War Within. But it started from within, connecting to the divine. It started getting clear by getting clear on what I actually wanted rather than what I thought I had to want. And then I started clearing my beliefs. This was consistent work that I had to do, and not in a had to horrible way. No, honey, I was spending lots of time doing stuff I didn't want to do anyway. So why not take back my power and use it to create a life I actually want? I would say for most people, if you would use the amount of energy you use to build a life you don't want, if you would use it to build a life you did want, all of this that I've written here could be yours. But because your beliefs do not allow you to, because you're telling yourself, no, there's no point my wasting energy doing something that I don't think is going to work. So you continue to use all of your power to maintain relationships you don't want, to maintain work you don't want, to maintain all kinds of things you don't want, using your energy, splitting it all over the place, getting agitated, up and down, getting so far, coming back to square one, realizing that your life isn't really changing, and this might be it, getting a little bit scared, and then retreating into, maybe I'll eat a little bit more here, drink a little bit more here, have a bit more sex here, all of that stuff that you use to try not to think about the fact that this isn't what I thought my life would look like. Have you finally reached that moment of, there must be more? I am done with this. Because if you have, then Win the War Within is absolutely the program for you. It is time to master yourself, master your emotions, master what is going on inside. This is not some kind of, let's try and pretend we don't feel what we feel. No. We own all of ourselves. We love ourselves completely. And in doing so, we refuse to settle for anything that we do not like any longer. We decide that we're going to create a life. We're going to create a life that actually feels good. Are you ready to do that work? Because if you are, it's not even hard work, honeys. It doesn't take spending 20 years on a therapist's couch trying to figure out what happened in your childhood. All that stuff is, yeah, we need to figure that stuff out, but it doesn't need to take as long as you think it does. Because people sometimes, we get scared of looking, that was me as well, prior to having children, prior to my moment of, there has to be more. At that point, I used to not want to look within me. I thought, because I come from, I've lived in Nigeria, I come from, I'd seen poverty. It was like, when you've seen poverty, you don't have time to be thinking about what happened in your childhood and all that stuff. But I was saying all of that because I was scared to face into the darkness within me. But that darkness was controlling me. but I was trying to pretend it wasn't. The same with you. Whatever you keep trying to pretend is not there, it is controlling you whether you like it or not and keeping you in a life you do not love. Are you done yet? Now, Win the War Within is here for you. One-on-one work for if you're a fast action taker, and group work as well. It gives you a system, step by step by step, on exactly what you need to do to prosper in every single area of your life, the inner work and the outer work. We get on the phone, we talk about this stuff. You will know exactly what you need to do. You will have a system that you can implement every single day to get you the life that you want. And as I said, it doesn't even take to start seeing the changes in your life. The big thing is, will you believe in yourself enough to go after what you want? On this page somewhere, there's a picture about you've given your life to everybody else. Let me see if I can find it here. Is it this one? Yeah, you deserve your own kindness, affection, attention, and love, because I know you're that person who has given your life to try and make everybody else's life good and happy. That was what I was doing too. And I was forgetting myself. It was almost as if I wasn't that important to myself. Is that you, honey? Is that you, honey? Are you done with fighting yourself? Are you ready to start fighting for the life that you truly desire? Because it starts from within. But yes, I will always confirm this, because sometimes spiritual people, you're only trying to do all this inner work and you're not doing the outer work. We partner the both. And that is how we win the war within, and you start deliberately designing the life you actually want. It's not, I know that you're a powerful person. This is not for people who are, who are weak. It's not for weak people at all. But it is for you if you're ready to stop telling yourself that you cannot have what you want, because of course you can. You are rigged, or the universe is rigged to allow you to succeed. The question, and only question, is, will you allow yourself to succeed? And so, yes, the invitation comes to you right now to join me. Where is the picture of it again? For Win the War Within. You get all these bonus programs. Win the War Within. It is time. It is time. Are you ready to just very simply add this simple system to your life and see change? Because it is guaranteed. Because you are a winning machine. You're just winning at the wrong stuff right now. So are you ready? This will break down exactly what you need to do to win in all areas of your life, to no longer settle for any area being not quite what you want, to be free, to be fulfilled, to be financially abundant, and to be love-drenched, unconditional love, not that kind of love where, only if you act a certain way that people care for you. No. This is you being loved unconditionally and also being love on this planet, making your dent on this planet in the way that you are truly designed to do. Are you ready? Then I invite you to go over to rosemarynonnynight.com / typing it in right now, Win the War Within. And depending on when you listen to this video, there might even be the opportunity to have a conversation with me about it, to be sure that it is right for you. And even if there isn't, you know what? I am careful as well about who I work with, because I know that if you come committed for change, there is no way that this will not work with you. I expect everybody to have some kind of a money miracle, even in the time that we're working together, and to start seeing things shift, even in the time that we work together, in that 4 weeks. I fully intend for everyone to get back their money back, definitely, even for the program. Are you as committed to your own vision as I am to your success? If you are, join me. It's rosemarynonnynight.com / Win the War Within. I cannot wait to do this with you. I'm so looking forward to getting to know you and working with you to bring to life the things that you desire. much amazing love. Bye.